We're adding templates 28, 29, and 30 to our collection. Hi, everybody. Welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. This is our template class for this month. If you've been following along, we're on volume 9 now. We have 30 after today. You'll have 30 of these templates, 30 ideas on how to use your stamp sets. Multiply that by however many stamp sets you have to use with these. So what you do is you take the template and you can plug in any stamps, ink, and paper that you have. It just gives you ideas on how to use the supplies you have. And then on the back, you put the label on there or write the measurements. So you don't need to go looking for the tutorial or even looking for this video. The measurements are right there. You can just do all the fun things, which are create gorgeous cards to pop in the mail to bless people. So I'm going to show you how to make the 3 templates for today. I've got tips for putting those together, and I'm going to show you how to make one of the cards. Now I'm using the Trusty Tools stamp set for all these cards today, which is perfect for Father's Day and celebrating all the wonderful guys in your life. But actually, these example cards do not have the Father's Day theme. You can definitely stick a Father's Day stamp on there if you want, but these are just great masculine card ideas for you. But like I said, use whatever stamps, ink, and paper you have. Use the template to give you ideas on how to use that stamp set. Let's get started. I can't believe we're already on volume 9. This is the tutorial that goes with this these templates, although I'm going to give you all of the measurements for the templates right here on the video. Start and stop it, get them all. So for template 28, use a piece of cardstock that just represents your card base. This is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 by 1 3/4. And another piece that is 4 by 1 5/8. Now, a tip for putting pieces like this together to make sure they are equidistant and centered when you put them on is always put the middle one in first. And so glue that into place. But before you glue it, you can always test to make sure that it is in the center, because I just did it and it was not in the center. Using a piece of grid paper really helps with that, because you know exactly if you're in the center. So once that piece is locked into place, then you can glue your other pieces down and you know that they are correct. That doesn't look correct. I must not have. There it is. Okay. Now you can glue it all down. Now for this one, we've got a focal layer and then a piece of cardstock underneath that's going to frame that out. And this is going to go like this on your template. So make sure to cut out your labels. Either write the measurements on the back of your template, or if you get the tutorial, they're on the back here. You can just cut them out. Now this tutorial is, I forgot to say, this is free to my team members. And it's also free if you place a $50 order with me in June. So use this template with any stamps, ink, and paper you have, but all of the examples today and in that tutorial are using the Trusty Tools, some great masculine cards. So check this out. Isn't that die just so cool? It looks like that board where you hang all the tools. So you can see how the template plays out when you add your products into there. We've got these 2 layers are the same. This one is here. And then that focal layer you can use to put anything on top. Maybe your stamp set has flowers. Cut them out and put them on top of that rectangle. I forgot to say, I partner with 2 of my teammates to bring these templates to you. This one is Jackie's. She did such an awesome job. Now we're going to go to Heidi's, which is actually template number 30. We're saving mine for the end because we're going to make that example card. So grab your card base representative. And this first piece you're going to need is 2.5 by 5. And what you're going to do is make a banner out of this piece here. So on the bottom here, you're going to just find the center. You can either mark it or just eyeball it if you want. Snip up just a little bit and then go from this corner to the top where you cut and from this corner to the top. We're just going to do a real subtle banner, but the deeper you make this cut, the more pointy your banner ends are going to be. So like that. Hey, I did it pretty good on the first try. But if you don't get it right on the first try, just keep trimming. And if you just completely mess up, just get a new piece of paper, no problem. So isn't that great? You can use a piece of cardstock here. You could emboss this layer. You can use designer series paper, which I'll show you in the example card. That's what the example cards use. Okay, now this is the focal layer, and then we're gonna put a little skinny card stock underneath there. This layer here is, let me look. This is 3 1/8 by 2 1/8, with the main focal layer being 3 by 2. Now, if cutting 1/8 of an inch like stresses you out or confusing you, like it does me too. So I made a video kind of explaining that, and there's a printout that you can print out and have on your desk for when you have to cut 1/8. The last thing to add to this template are 2 little pieces for a sentiment here. Let me get the one that's all glued together. This is just a representation, so whatever sentiment you use, you can cut these down to fit, but this just reminds you that you can put a couple sentiments on there. Now make sure to cut out your label from the back of the tutorial or handwrite it on the back here. This just makes it so handy when you go to make a card. So here is Heidi's card. You can see this banner underneath has designer series paper. Here are the sentiments. You can see that they're shorter, skinnier. So you just cut those down to fit your card. And then using these tools on the front, you can see this focal layer is just used to anchor whatever awesome thing you want to put on the front. So isn't that such a cool card? Now in that tutorial for each of these templates, you're going to get instructions and detailed measurements for an example card that rotates the template and shows you how to use it in a different way. All right, here's the last one, template 29. You're going to need a piece here that is 4 1/4 by 1 1/2, and you kind of put it like above the center line. And then you're going to need 3 squares, but I've got a tip for doing this. Dig through your scrap, and these squares are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So you're going to just take a piece of scrap, you don't even have to measure, and cut it at 1 1/4. Then rotate this, and we're going to just cut each one of these at 1 1/4. And then you've got all 3. It just seems like the easiest way to me to do that. Now, the same way we glued those other 3 on there, you're going to glue your center one first, make sure that's in the middle, and then add your ones on the side. Now, here's the one I already have glued together. Put your measurements on the back. And now I'm going to show you how to use this template to make a quick and easy card. So first, you're going to grab a card base, and this one, I'm actually doing it different. I'm keeping it long. So 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to grab these little nuts and bolts. I think those are just so cool. We're going to throw one on the back, then flip this over, and we're going to kind of just stamp them along the front, kind of underneath where that rectangle is going to be, so that these are kind of poking out. And what we'll do is test it. Kind of put your strip from here onto here to see what is showing through. And that looks good, except I know I want to put just a little more right there. So now we're going to go ahead and glue this piece in place. So we're using the same exact measurements from the template to make this card. So you can totally make this card so quick, and you can use any stamp set. So now we'll take these 3 squares, and in each square, we're going to add in an image from the stamp set. So if you don't have this stamp set, let's say you have a flower stamp set, put an image on each one that is a little bit different. A tip for what you when you stamp your images in these squares, make sure you don't show the whole image. For some reason, that just makes it so much more interesting, and kind of tilt them a little bit. Like this one's going to be straight. I'm going to put that one at a diagonal. And then I'm going to put these pencils at a diagonal too. Just put those on here. These are so cute. Now we're going to fill these in. You can color them in with markers if you want, but there are stamps that fill in at least a partial image, partial part of that image. So I am going to fill this in. Hopefully I have this lined up right. Nope, I did not, but you know what? I guess, should I do it again? Oh yeah, that looks better. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm doing that all over. I just happen to have some extra squares. Oh no, I totally messed that up too. First try. All right, let me get rid of those. Now you can leave this just like this, but I am gonna color it in with Stampin' Blends markers just to add a little extra color. Now we'll quickly color in this wrench. I'm going to do the light, and then where the artist has lines for shading, that is where I'm going to put my dark. Then I like to go back over it with the light just to kind of smooth it all in. Now check out these pencils. They have this line that fills them in. Hopefully I can line it up with my head. Now, oh, I did perfect. I need my head like right over it, and it can't be because of the camera. So that's why I mess up. Oh, so good. Look at that. It took 2 seconds and just filled those things in. These would be great on teacher cards or something. Okay, so like I said, you can put anything in these little squares. Just take your stamp set and just put partial images. This design works with so many stamp sets. So I'm going to line them up like that, and then I'm going to take the middle one out and glue that one down first. Then I'll secure these ones in place. You could also pop these squares up with dimensionals if you want. Then we'll just pop a sentiment right here. I'm going to use this line to line up my sentiment right on the front. So now I took the template and I rotated it to make this card. You can still see some of the same elements. You see the banner behind here. I bumped it up and made it a little bit bigger, and then had the 3 squares behind there, but used those to anchor the cutouts. So here are our 3 new templates with their example cards. I do want to show you one more thing. I recently did just a quick, these are Stamps, Ink, and Paper cards using this same stamp set. So this is just such a great one for masculine cards. Trusty Tools, that's what it's called. If you are just joining in and you missed any of these templates, you can watch my other videos in this series. I'll put the playlist in the description so you can make all of these templates. Just start and stop the video to get all of the measurements. The tutorials for these are available in my tutorial store if you'd like those. The one for June is free with a $50 order with me. With a $75 order, I also throw in my Bundle of the Month video class. This month, it's featuring the Notes and Totes bundle. So I hope you have a sunny day. I'll see you here next Friday for my next card making video.